Hi, my name is Terry Westwell and welcome back to Panic at the Book Club. This week we'll be discussing Wrong Place, Wrong Time. So, same as usual, if you haven't read that book yet, I suggest going doing that first because there will definitely be spoilers. If you're new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you do want to know which books we'll be reading next, the next 4 books will be down in the description below. Wrong Place, Wrong Time is about Jen, a mother of 18-year-old Todd and wife to painter and decorator Kelly. When one night she's waiting up for Todd to come home, she witnesses her own son murder a stranger. This clip is really digging into the back of my ear. Much better. She doesn't know who and she doesn't know why, and that night she goes to bed in despair, her only son locked up in police custody, only to wake up the day before. Every day travelling back in time to a significant date to find out who her son murdered and why. This book was written in a way that was easy to understand and easy to follow, but sometimes it felt a little bit cheesy in its attempts to be clear. For example, once she's gone back a few days, she's narrating about her son doing something specific because, and I quote, "that's what he's always done," and because it's already happened before. And it's like, the way it says it is just like, yeah, no, I get it. We've already established you've gone back in time. Things are happening the way that they'd already happened yesterday, the day before yesterday, etc. And the way it's just trying to clarify pretty much everything. It's like, oh yeah, I mean, he usually does that sort of thing, but I also know that he's done that because, well, it's already happened. You know, it just seemed a bit clumsy. Seemed a bit cheesy. However, it was super easy to follow and the characters are really easily defined, and there wasn't a ton of them as well, which, you know, we like. So overall, the book was just really easy to read and, yeah, simple. The writing was simple and it didn't try and do any crazy tricks. Jen, the main character, didn't do a single day of lawyer work in this whole book. Which, you know, I can't say I blame her. Like, if I was gonna go back in time and all my efforts were going to be undone anyway, I don't think I would bother either. Plus, it probably saved the author like a ton of time researching and stuff. Like, the amount of knowledge that goes into books that have like authors and stuff, I just imagine it takes a ton of research. Like, it's actually really well described in the book when one evening she's doing the cleaning up and she states how it kind of feels like a waste of time because she's just going to wake up yesterday and the dishwasher's not going to have been done, which it always kind of feels like that anyway when it comes to housework. I do think Jen was a little slow on the rules, I'm not going to lie. Like, I do really get about, you know, being weirded out by it and kind of not really fully believing what's happening. Like, I think it would probably take me a good few days to really come to grips with what's happening and understand what's going on. Just probably more out of denial that something like that could possibly happen anyway. But I do think the whole, like, for example, the whole email thing was super obvious. Like, she waited like 2 days or something to get an email back from someone, and it's like, well, obviously you're not going to get a response. Like, if you woke up yesterday, you're not going to have even sent that email yet. So you're not going to receive an email in the past for an email that you sent in the future. You know? This eye makeup is starting to look a little 90s. Just a little side note. Me and my partner actually have a code word for, like, not specifically this situation, but if this situation was to come up, we have a code word that we would use. And am I convinced that it would work if it came to time travel? I don't know. I'd like to think so. Like, the number one rule is obviously not to use the code word for anything that you shouldn't use it for. Right next to the don't give anybody else the code word. But I think asking someone to believe in time travel is a pretty big ask. Despite my qualms with Jen, she shouldn't half go through a lot. Like, obviously finding out that seeing her son murder someone, suspecting her husband, seeing her dad for the first time. Obviously, he's been dead for years, so seeing her dad for the first time in years, then finding out her husband's secrets, finding out her father's secrets. Like, she doesn't half go through a lot. Honestly, that woman would deserve a medal for not going off the rails anywhere near as much as I think I would. Like, and being able to actually stay on her mission, like, well done. Because I don't think I could have. Like, I think I would have caused some serious shit. Like, knowing that the day was going to reset anyways, like, without all that extra baggage, I think I would have caused shit anyway. Let alone going through all that and then still being able to stick on mission. Well done. I don't really know how I felt about Kelly or Ryan, whatever you want to call him. Like, I really didn't have much of an opinion until it was really evident that he was actually a lot more involved than it led on at the beginning. I thought they had a really sweet relationship and, you know, a great marriage and fantastic banter. But then I was a little annoyed at him for being able to act so normal and act like he didn't know anything on those days where she was really trying to open up to him and tell him what was going on. That's what wound me up most. Like, how was he able to act like he just had no clue about what was going on? How could he do that to Jen? I know he was trying to do it for, like, her safety and stuff, but that only goes so far. Like, it was looking more and more like he was involved in some dodgy business, and then you find out the truth. Like, I am still pissed that he didn't tell her anything, that he kept it all a secret for so many years. Like, he should have just told her. Like, I get why he didn't, I really do, but finding out, what, 20 years later and a child later, it's just so much more messed up. But I could still feel sad for him. Like, he left his family behind and he left his career behind as well. So I did feel a little bit of sympathy for him. Like, the ending was definitely a feel-good ending, and I'm really glad it did come together, and a lot of that stuff didn't happen for the whole family. Yeah, I'm glad it came together. Like, I didn't really have any great thoughts on Todd. I mean, I definitely sympathised with him the more it was revealed about Kelly, and you know how Todd just didn't really have a choice in killing this man. It's not like he wanted to do it. There's no, you know, he definitely had a reason to, and it was just, I felt bad for him. He was even forced to break up with his girlfriend and lie to his mum, even though it was really obvious he didn't want to. But besides that, I think he was written pretty well. Like, I don't know, apart from that, he was a pretty standard teenager. Other than murdering a guy. You know what I mean. Like, I was pretty happy for him in the end. And everything was cleared up, and, you know, he was back with his girlfriend, and he no longer had to murder anyone. I don't think the big twist was quite as surprising as what the author really thought it was going to be. Like, I clocked on pretty early that Cleo was probably the missing baby, and, well, it was a really sweet ending, so we all knew who the best character was, and by far it was Henry VIII, the fat ginger cat. Although the writing style might not have always have been my favourite, it was super easy to read, easy to follow, and overall I really enjoyed the storyline. My main focus throughout the book was with the mystery and the story, and it was great, but I did feel like I didn't really connect with the characters that much. I enjoyed the storyline and the plot twists, and certain parts of it might have gone on a little bit too much, but overall a fantastic read. Is it a book that I would recommend? Definitely. I think it's a book that everyone could sink their teeth into, and I don't know, I certainly enjoyed it. But on that note, please let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy the book? So, next week we'll be discussing The People on Platform 5 by Clare Pooley. Don't forget to get your comments and thoughts in by Monday the 19th in order to be a part of the discussion. So the following week we'll be discussing The Maid by Nita, Prose. And don't forget, if you do need a little bit longer to read a book, I do now list the next 4 books in the description below. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!